Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another brand new episode of Collider Games Podcast. My name's Dennis Zen, and I am here with, joining us for the first time, Claire Lim.
Hi, thank you for having me.
No, thanks for being here. We've been wanting to try to get you in here when you've been in LA, but
Yes.
schedules are always what?
Schedules and distance.
Yes.
Is a bit of a problem.
Yes.
But yes, I'm here and I'm so excited because games is something that's in me, in my blood, but I never get a chance to talk about them.
Oh.
So I'm really, really
So
excited.
now this is an outlet for you.
Yeah, this is it. You're breaking my gaming podcast virginity
Nice.
now. I'm so excited. Yay,
Nice.
thank you.
And join us for the second time, our brand new team member here at Collider Games,
Woo.
Caboose. How you doing?
Good. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to have a reason as well to be pulled away from Red Dead 2 for a second because it's starting to become a problem.
I don't know if it's a problem or a good problem to have.
Yeah.
We also will have Dorian Parks. He'll be joining us a little bit later. So let's talk about it. We talked about it last week, but I mean, when we talked about Red Dead last week, the game had just come out. We here did not get an advanced copy. So, for a game that's like 60 plus hours, it was a little rough. So our Red Dead Redemption 2 review that Caboose just did just dropped today.
I saw that.
Yeah, and so at that time, I think Caboose, when you hopped on our last podcast, how many hours were you into the game?
Like maybe 4-ish, like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But now I've put in a lot.
Yeah. So we're gonna go deeper into it. We still won't try to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't finished it yet. And also, we're everyone here at the table is at a different part in the game. So we don't want to spoil it, but we've had a lot more experience. At that time, we did the podcast last week. I hadn't even played it yet. I just read some reviews. Caboose and Jack had played it a bit, and they had only played like several hours. Claire, when did you get the game, and how far into it are you?
I had a whole drama getting this game
Okay.
because I pre-ordered because I was so excited. And then it didn't come on time. And I knew I had to leave on Tuesday for LA.
Yeah.
And I was on the phone to Amazon going, "Where's my game?" Like they were like, "What? You don't understand, it's important." And so I started playing it on Sunday and I got up at 7 a.m. to play it.
Wow.
Because I had to do all of the other stuff like packing and getting my toothbrush and all that kind of stuff. So I have now, in between day job and everything else, clocked up about 8.5 hours, which is nothing.
Well, yeah,
Nothing.
but still, it's
It was so the biggest chunk I played was at the beginning because you can't put it down. You need to. You're just right into the story, and it gets you right in straight away. But that first part, I felt slightly claustrophobic. I wanted to just break out and start exploring the world. But once you do that, once that story ends and you start you can go and explore and go into town. That's when I was like, and I felt like I could breathe. But that's not even scraping the sides. And I don't even know how to even play. I can play the game, but how I'm playing it, am I playing good or bad? And my cat kept jumping on me and knocking the controller out of my hands, which made me like I got to Valentine, and I was getting on my horse. Done the first thing, got on my horse. I decided I'm going to play this good. I'm going to be like the nicest guy. My cat jumped on me and I shot someone.
Oh, no.
And then I was like, "Oh my God." And I had to run out of there and get back to my camp. And I was like, "What do I do?" So, yeah, I think I'm playing it like a sort of schizophrenic cowboy because it happens to me quite a lot where I'm like super good and then something happens and then I shoot someone by accident or punch someone in the face. So I'm kind of like, and you know what? I've decided that's how I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it like an absolute psychopath. That's what I'm going to be super nice and then just shoot someone in the face. That's what I'm going to do.
That's one way to go about it.
Yeah.
What about you guys? How are you playing it at the moment?
I mean, I'm not like pure evil or anything, but my guy's a dick. I'm playing it like because he's not a nice guy. He'll help out sometimes. I helped a lady who had like her horse had like fallen on top of her, so I lifted it up and I took her back to Valentine. This is not a spoiler. It's like a minor tiny. It's one of those missions where you don't even. Like, you only talk on the horse, and then you drop him off. because there's like levels, right? There's like the main story where you have like big long cutscenes and they're really involved. Then you have the kind of bigger side missions that like they don't affect the main story, but they're still significant. You need to like talk to people and do stuff. And then there's the straight up side stories where you're not even, they talk to you, but they don't even like cut into like a close up or anything. They're just, they're
just
talking.
having a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like bumbling along, having a chat, which I enjoy. This is what I love about games like Red Dead Redemption, those massive games. I quite like just riding around and just bumping into things and going, oh. And unfortunately, I couldn't do that so much before I left because I wanted to just feel like the main missions. But I just like riding around and just sometimes just going, wow, this looks really nice.
The map is huge.
The map is so huge. And what I like to do, I do this with Fallout and all the other games we're going to be talking about Fallout later, but I like to sometimes just walk around and explore and then maybe collect things up that I want to do and then choose unless I get caught into something. But I'm quite a sort of curious game player. I like to sort of open out the map and then have it all in front of me. How do you play it? Do you just go straight in?
I do less of that. I do kind of like, I pick off certain areas. I gather up a few quests at a time, but I don't like to fill up too much because then I get overwhelmed and then I'm like, I don't know what, which one to do. I like to have like the main quest going. I'll do like a main quest and then I'll do a few side quests to boost up my character. So, I mean, that's more for like an RPG. This one, like, it's more about boosting up, let's say, your weapon and your gear and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this one, it's the map is humongous, and I do like exploring though. I like going. They have that little fog on the map where like you can't see everything, and so if you go there, you get to see. Which is something we'll talk about with Fallout. Caboose, how did you approach the game? I mean, you're pretty near the end. Did you stack up missions and explore, or did you kind of take things one at a time?
I kind of played through a lot of the main stuff. Like I did some of the side stuff, and there was a lot of times where like I just didn't do any missions, and like Claire was saying, just explore, just see what everything this game has to offer. And I'll tell you, out of all the hours I've put in, and if my Xbox is telling me right, I think I've put in like 40 or something hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are you eating? Are you sleeping?
I've still not even explored the entire map yet. Like there's still areas of the map that are, fogged out, like you're saying, Dennis. So all those hours that I put in, I still haven't been able to explore the entire map. So this map is ridiculously huge. There is so much to do, and it's almost overwhelming, but I love it. It's incredible. And I've been playing nice, and I think what I like about playing nice is, you're right, Dennis. Like, Arthur Morgan is not really a good person, so I like being a nice guy, so that you kind of you get that more character out of him when you deep down he's like, yeah, he does nice things, but he's still an asshole. At the end of the day, he's not a good person. So yeah, I've been playing nice for the most part, just to see where it gets me. Apparently, when you're like rating is higher and you're more respected, you'll get discounts at stores and stuff.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's pretty cool. But yeah, this game it's ridiculous. I can't even believe how much fun I've been having with it.
I like how each one of us are playing. So you're a dick. You said I'm a psycho, and you're playing it dead nice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wondering if we come back to talk about it in the future, how our gaming experience will sort of like pan out, kind of thing, like being nice, psychopathic, and like just dickish.
Yeah, and what kind of paths you chose in terms of helping people. Some people, like, I don't help them at all. And it's not even a situation of like I'm being mean or like an asshole, because I don't go over and then like shoot them or something. They just are in trouble and I ignore them. They're like, please help me.
I do that sometimes,
and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to help you. You know what I mean?
Nah, I've got stuff to do, people to see, horses to ride.
Exactly. There's more stuff. There's too much stuff in the game, and so
and this is not any sort of spoiler or anything, but I happened upon this random who had something that they wanted to show me. Again, trying not to do any spoilers. And it was quite early on in the game, and I was like, I've just shot someone randomly in the town. How would I feel after that? Would it feel like I try and really think about how I would feel. And the guy just wasn't giving me the thing, so I just sort of walked away from them and turned around to shot me in the face. I just wanted to see what happened, and then you get the witnesses.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. It's like one witness leads to two witnesses that leads to three. Because, like, one guy sees you when you shoot someone down. He starts running away. You go track him down, shoot him. And then two other people see that happen. You know what I mean? It just starts to spread.
Do you threaten and rob? Do you shoot? What do you do? Or do you just leave them and just go, I accept my fate?
I try and threaten them, and then when they don't accept being threatened, then I will shoot them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to kind of silence them, kind of thing.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's like it's just gonna start spreading and spreading. I think the first time I did that was, I don't want to get too spoiler. There's a guy who said, "Oh, I saw you at this one place," and you're like, "No, you don't know me." And he kept insisting that he knew me and he saw me there, and I was like, "Okay, this guy's full of trouble."
Do you know this? Bang.
And then so I just I took care of it. Yeah. I took care of it because he was being a dick. You know, he didn't sound like he would. Because certain people you threaten and they're like, "Okay, man, I'm not gonna tell on you," and then fine. But this, sometimes when people are a little too pushy or whatever.
Right. I've had only good experiences so far with I've been quite pushy, and they've all been pushovers.
Okay.
So I've been quite lucky, and then I inevitably rob them because I think, well, you've just wasted my time, and I need some money for my time. So I'm like, God, I'm really like when I play Fallout, I play it so differently. But when I'm playing this, I'm like, well, says I'm an outlaw.
Yes.
So hey, and I'm being quite. I guess my cat sort of dictated some of that at the beginning with the knocking of the controller and stuff. But I think I'm gonna, as I progress and get to caboose level, I think I'm gonna play it like on off like schizophrenic. I think that's the way I'm gonna go. But yeah, it's been. I'm really excited. I mean, I don't want to leave LA, but I'm excited to go back to just
to play.
Yeah, like. Literally, I've got a beanbag chair at home, and I sit it right in front of the big TV, so I feel like I'm inside the TV. And like I want that dent in the beanbag, like not getting up for anything apart from going to the toilet and eating. That's
that sounds like the life. I wish I could do that. I've been picking off like. I'm sleeping like way later than I usually do the last week, ever since I got the game. And like, so I'm losing on sleep and then coming to work like tired, which, I normally do anyways, but I'm doing it even more so because of this game. Cause I'll want to like get an extra hour and a half in before I go to sleep instead of like just going to sleep.
That's when you know it's in you though.
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling myself too, like it's 3 a.m. and I'm like, just one more mission and I'll go to bed. 20 missions later, it's been a full 24 hours and I'm like, I think it's about time to stop.
You've got a problem when you're just like, oh my God, I've literally not been out for 3 days. And my poor husband's sitting behind me like going, can we watch TV now? And I'm like, no.
Is he not into games, your husband?
He is into games, but he likes vastly different games. He doesn't like the open world thing so much. He prefers God of War.
Stuff.
That's my favorite stuff. But I like watching him play like God of War and Shadow of Mordor. Okay. He kind of likes that kind of thing. But I got 2 games like that this weekend. So the PR for Assassin's Creed sent me that.
Oh, nice.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yeah,
I got that as well, and I had to stop playing to play Red Dead.
I know, and I was getting really into that, and I was like, oh man, like okay. And now I don't know what to choose, but I love open world. But when it's bad when even the cat's looking at you like, come on. Like I do. He's like, I don't know if he's a guy or girl cat, but I used to have a cat as well, and it looks at you like, come on, I'm doing more than you are. Totally. I'm more productive than you. It's like, come on, man, like just get up. But that's when like I love that feeling when you're gaming. And I don't get it very often, actually, these days, because I'm old and cynical. But I love that feeling, when you're obsessed. When you're like, oh, yeah, just like what Caboose said, just one more. Yeah. And it's 3 a.m. and you're going to be absolutely buggered the next day. But I love that. But did you guys hear, I saw on Twitter about the cursed road? Yeah. Someone tweeted us and said, like, you go to a certain area and your horse catches on fire. I haven't experienced that yet. But that's very strange. Caboose, have you experienced it at all? What are the weirdest things you've seen on your journeys?
I mean, thank God I haven't experienced it because I love my horse. I spend a lot of money on it and I take care of it very well. Okay, so if my horse spontaneously combusted into flame, then I would be devastated.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you to that user for sending us that tweet because now I will make sure to never walk that road until that bug is either fixed or if that's supposed to be just like a cursed road kind of Easter egg, then I will just never cross that road ever. But outside of that, like bugs and stuff, I haven't really experienced too many. There was one where I was looting inside of a house and I was walking up to a drawer and there was a closed window in front of the drawer. And I guess the game thought it was an open window and it tried to leap out of it. And then I got stuck behind the drawer and I was just literally for like 20 minutes like, I can get out of this. I know I can. I do not want to load a checkpoint here. I can get out, and I was just struggling. So I had to restart checkpoint. But outside of that, no bugs, no glitches for me. I've had a pretty good experience with the game so far.
I mean, there was the infamous gold bar glitch that I ended up utilizing.
Right. So what is this? Because I never.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
So Caboose had posted a video about how to get rich quick, and this is legitimate, like how to get these gold bars and very hit. I don't even know how you found those places, Caboose. Like you must have been going all over the place, but like really hidden places to get gold bars, and you can check out that video on the Collider Games YouTube channel. But there's this gold bar glitch. There's that desolate town next to your camp.
Right.
That there's a gold bar, and there's just a way to like trick the game to think that the gold bars don't disappear, and you can just keep picking them up, them up. So that's one that like people have been exploiting to get cash. As far as bugs, the only real bug that I had was you know how you can kill like legendary animals? Mm-hmm. So like I killed like a legendary bear. I skinned it, put it on the back of my horse. There's no real place to like store these, and store these things, right? So I'm just riding around. It'll fall off sometimes if you crash or do certain things. That's fine. But then I went to this other mission that required me to put like another person on the back of my horse, and then my pelt disappeared.
Oh.
So I don't know where it is. I have no clue where
I had
it is.
I had a similar thing with that where I got a legendary bear, and like I had nowhere to sell it. You know, I think you got to go to like a specific vendor called a trapper.
Yeah.
In order to sell those kind of pelts, and I didn't have any available for me at the time. So I was like, okay, well, what the hell do I do here? I dropped it at the camp, and a message popped up that said, "Stuff that you drop at the camp will be left at a convenient location when you return." So I was like, cool, I can leave my pelt at the camp and we're good to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I left, did my missions, came back, and it was just gone. And I was like, what? Why would the game tell me that I can leave this here to just take it away from me?
Oh, man.
So, I don't know if maybe one of the camp members like used it for a rug or something. I have no, it's gone. So
I do wish it had a Fallout-like system where there's like a stash box where you can just put a bunch of stuff, because I know the horse is like that, but the horse can only hold so much and only holds like small items. You can't put like the pelts and whatnot unless it's like a rabbit, skin or something like that.
I'm surprised about that. I've not got that far to the point where I'm starting to collect all those things, but I like that system in Fallout. I used to have, like in Fallout 4, I just would have like all my little kind of bases, and I'm like, oh, this is the base with all the kind of like souped up weapons, and this is I just sort of made my network of awesome stuff. But I'm surprised about the Red Dead 2 that surely in real life that's what you would do.
Yeah, you'd have like some sort of box and stuff in there. I watched your review, Caboose, and I kind of agreed with you. I mean, look, these are minor nitpicks in the games.
Yeah.
Sometimes the controls, like especially when you kind of do that. I don't know what's the term for it, but like when you kind of do the focus in on, when you press the left trigger before you fire to focus in
the
on.
auto aim? Yeah.
The auto aim. Like sometimes that thing is wonky as hell.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my God.
Like there'll be like
so
someone
annoying.
there and then like you do it and it points in like a
like the
total
sky or a tree,
some wrong
you're like,
direction.
ugh.
And then you get all weird and whatnot. It's just a little nitpick. It's not detrimental to the game at all. It just happens once in a while. I would say maybe the the way you call up your weapons and items is a little clunky because then you gotta hold down the one of the bumpers and then you gotta like use the other thumbstick to pick which item, and then if it's not that item you want to cycle through, then you use the right trigger and left triggers to cycle through.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a little, I don't know. I think they could come up with a better system than that.
It's weird because that same system is in Grand Theft Auto 5 and it was in Red Dead Redemption, the first game, and it feels better in those games than it does here for some reason. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I guess it's just because this game they try to add a little more realism in that you can't cycle through 100 weapons at any time. You have to store stuff on your horse, so you can only carry a certain amount of weapons on you, which is fine, but I guess it works better when I can just like let's break the immersion for a second and let me just have whatever gun I want at any time, you know?
Yeah, those are. I agree with Dennis. This is and you guys. Like, I just kind of feel like that's probably my one. I don't know, and this sort of because I've only played 8 hours, you see. So I'm that was one of the things I didn't like so much. Also, one of the other things was I just think the cat, I don't know, maybe it gets better. The character is very slow moving and I'm quite impatient. So I was like, I just want to run really fast. And I was just like, but every time I was running, he was like, stamina increased. I was like, great, I'm just going to make this guy sprint up hills.
Like, keep practicing.
Because I keep smoking and drinking and eating, and I'm thinking, maybe if I run him, like, it'd be okay. Like, keep running. And I do that with my horse as well. But yeah, I found that was really, I found that I wasn't used to it so much when I first started, especially coming off the back of some other games I was playing, especially like Spider-Man. I was like, woo! And then you go to this, and I was like, oh, yeah, I have to remember that you're not Spider-Man anymore.
Yeah. Well, even the horse in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is different because you're not like galloping with it with one of the buttons. You're just kind of holding the stick. They have a stamina thing, but it's not as it's not as strict as Red Dead Redemption. You kind of just hold it. He'll go fast, and then at a certain point he'll slow down just because he's running out of stamina. But it's like it's more, I guess, arcadey and less realistic than the horses in Red Dead 2. But I mean, like I said, the stuff that I mentioned are small, minor things. The game is fantastic. It's phenomenal. It's
beautiful as well.
Yeah, it is. It is. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is beautiful as well.
Yes.
And but that one's like you got to see Greece. You see the water, and where this is kind of the the West and.
So I was just like, when it first started, because you're in that thick snow, and then it sort of releases you for a moment to do something like go to the barn. I wasn't going to the barn because I was like, oh, I'm making snow shapes. I was like, this is really fun. Just those small details, like, and just the feeling of it. My husband walked in, he went, oh my God, like, what are you playing? I was like, it's Red Dead Redemption. And he watched it for a bit because he was like, this is like watching a film. Yeah. It was just so beautiful. And as I said, sometimes when I'm riding my horse, I had to do one mission to get, I can't actually say, I don't want to spoil it, but I had to do one mission and I had to go up high, and I just sort of sat for a while looking around. I was like, oh my God, like, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, that's what I do in Odyssey too. Like, I'll go up on a mountaintop and just kind of look around how gorgeous everything looks.
Yeah.
Have you guys used the cinematic camera mode at all?
Yes, I use it especially when riding the horse because you get tired of riding the horse, so if you lock it in a cinematic mode, the horse will automatically, as long as you have a waypoint, it will automatically follow that waypoint. I think that was in the first game as well, right, Caboose?
I don't think so, actually. Really? I might be wrong. I'll have to go back and check, but I think that was a new thing for this game.
Okay.
If I'm correct.
I haven't tried that yet.
Like, I knew you can have a different camera mode like that. Like Rockstar likes to do that, especially in GTA. You can have like, a pull-out kind of camera mode where it makes it all cinematic. But it's especially useful in Red Dead 2 because it can just let you go hands-off for a little while with the game and just let it do its thing for you while you're just maybe checking your phone or going to the bathroom or something.
I have a story about that, though. So normally, yes, like anytime you go from point A to point B, you set the waypoint, you get your horse rolling onto that path, and then you click it into cinematic mode, and then it takes over, and it does like you're watching like a movie or something like that. Yeah. So I've been doing it. Obviously, most of the time it's great. One time I put it on that mode, and it was a far distance, and I walked over to the room, and I started talking to my girlfriend about something or whatever. And I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a whatever. All of a sudden, I hear psh, psh, bang, bang. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? And I had to like run. I had to like stop the conversation. Like, no, I gotta run over here. We gotta talk later. And I ran back, and like all of a sudden, my guy is like being chased by people, and like I don't know what happened. And he didn't go through any type of like, like bounty or like.
Where did you leave him? So where did you leave him? Like, was he just standing on a hill somewhere?
No. Like, you can set a path and have him auto ride.
Right. I haven't tried this yet.
Yeah. And then once you get that waypoint and they're auto riding, you click into cinematic mode, and basically the computer takes over for you and does it for you.
So you bumped into someone clearly.
Something like that. It wasn't like a bounty. I didn't cross any type of place where I was wanted. It just happened like. He must have like crashed into someone and they're like, yeah. Or someone tried to rob me or something. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden I heard like all this gunfire. I come back, my guy's being chased by 2 or 3 people, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? It reminded me of I don't know if did you guys ever watch The Simpsons?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember the episode where Homer, he got so fat that they let him work from home. And he started wearing muumuus.
Yeah.
And then so all he had to do, his job was to press the button. Like he had like the computer and he only had to press the button. And he realized, oh, well, I can even be lazier. And he got this like little like, I don't know what you call it, like this little like toy bird thing that like swings up and down that just presses, like it just goes up and down.
Oh, yeah.
Like press it. And he let that happen for the thing and kept pressing it. So that was doing his job. And then he left. And he came back later to find out, like, the whole, like, nuclear plant was, like, in red alert because he hadn't pressed the button because the thing had fallen over.
You had a Homer moment.
Yes. And so that's how I felt with that cinematic mode.
At least you weren't on the toilet or something.
No. But it was weird just being in another room and hearing bang. Because, you're at that point with the cinematic mode, you're just coasting. You hear the music and the score, which is very nice. It's very calm and quiet. And then, just hearing the other room, like, bang, bang. You
must have had a heart attack.
I was like, oh, my God. I got to get over there. What's going on?
Our poor partners that have to suffer this.
Yes.
Like, there's times where Paul's in the kitchen making dinner, and he'll call through, like, right, okay, we've got a system. He makes dinner, and I come through and do the dishes, and then we have dinner. And there's been times with, because Spider-Man's the last game I've sort of played in the DLC and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, I'm coming. Like, and he gets so angry at me. I'm like, yeah. And so he gets to the point now where he's just like, it's fine. It's fine. Just he lets me do my thing now. But poor long-suffering partners that have to put up with their gaming habits.
Yeah.
Like, cutting conversations short and stuff. Just hold that thought. Oh my God. I'm going to remember that now, so that I don't go to the toilet or something.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's cool to have and then maybe just be around in the area,
Yeah, just like hang out on your couch and just watch it for a while.
That, or you can you pop on your phone or something, grab something to eat, just be in like earshot so nothing bad happened.
How did you deal with it? Did you get back and sort it out? Was it okay?
Yeah, I ran back and he was my character was being chased down by 2 or 3 people, and I didn't know for what reason or what, and I just ran. I had my character run. I didn't even fight them. I just like ran as fast as I could and tried to get out of there.
So I think that'll happen. Like bandits will just come out of nowhere and attack you sometimes. Like it's completely random. There was a time where I was just riding and I was going to a destination, and there was a carriage just sitting out just off the side of the road, and it blew up. And my horse it exploded. I guess they had some dynamite rigged to it. And my horse started getting agitated, and it kicked me off. And then just a bunch of bandits popped out of the bushes, and I just started getting attacked. It's pretty crazy. There's you never know what you're going to run into in this game. So that's why when I made that tip video on the channel, and I mentioned the tip of using the cinematic camera mode with your waypoint, I was like, listen, this is really useful, but use it as your own risk. You never know when like bandits will pop out or if bounty hunters are coming to chase you and you just get kicked out of it. So yeah, you got to be careful with it because that can happen.
Oh my God, the bandits thing's only happened to me once, And I really wasn't expecting it. So for anyone, that's a massive tip for anyone who's just starting it, actually. And because I just thought, this is a really calm game. It's really chilled out. I was really getting into it. And I was like, I'm going to town I'm going to go to the shops. Yeah. I'm going to go gun shopping. And I just decided that's what I wanted to do. I'd had a nice big long sleep in the game. And then all of a sudden, these guys were like, hey. It was out of nowhere. And I was like, is this part of... Oh my God, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, shoot. But I died. I just panicked. And I was like, oh man. So now that I know, like, I'm going to be like wary of it, but I just panicked and started like guns a-blazing. Yeah. It was never going to happen, ever.
There are certain missions that you have to chase someone on. I mean, it's to be expected. It happened in the first games. You know, it happens in GTA with cars, where you have to chase people. The one problem with that is, like, sometimes because of the angle, you can't see them because your vantage point is behind your horse, and so you're covering where they are in front of you, and you're like, where are they going? You know, it's a little tough, and you got to chase them, and then if you don't keep up with them, then you fail the mission. You got to start over.
But still, like, these are all minor things.
Yes, minor things. So
minor things.
So speaking of that, like, I know in your review, Caboose, you said, like, you feel this is one of the best games of all time, right?
Yeah.
I can
say that pretty confidently.
Okay. I haven't gotten far enough, but I'm pretty sure I probably will be in the same place. And I'll have to admit something. I really liked Red Dead Redemption 1. I did not love Red Dead Redemption 1.
I agree.
I felt like there was a lot of things missing from it. It felt kind of incomplete to me. This one does not. I love this game. I haven't finished it yet. Maybe something goes off the rails, but as of right now, I love it. I think I think it will be one of the best games ever. It fills in a lot of the complaints that I had about the first game. Like, I felt like some of the side missions I didn't care about. Just the way that this one is made, there's so much polish on every single aspect of the game. I feel much more immersed in this one versus the first one, which I did like. But this one, I think, takes it on a whole other level. I mean, would you consider this a masterpiece of a game, Caboose?
I would say so. Okay. Yeah, this is like, when I think about it in my head, you know, Grand Theft Auto 5 is up there. The Last of Us is up there for me in terms of, like, that upper echelon of games. And Red Dead Redemption, I don't know for sure. I'll have to really sleep on it, but it almost surpasses those for me. There's just something about this game that just every single thing I've done so far, I'm just in complete awe. Like, how well put together it is. And I agree with you, Dennis. Like, Red Dead Redemption, the first game, I liked it. I had a great time with it, and the online was a ton of fun, but I never, like, loved it. I was never truly invested in it. And weirdly enough, playing through Red Dead 2, especially because it's a prequel to the first game, you get more of an appreciation for the second game. So I feel like I want to go back and play Red Dead Redemption to see, like, if I could pick up on any little Easter eggs they may have included. Because one Easter egg that's really cool in Red Dead 2 that I don't know if any of you have picked up on, but so John Marston is a character in Red Dead Redemption 2. He's the main character in the first game. And in the first game, you couldn't go in the water. If you went in the water, you automatically died. And it's referenced in Red Dead 2 that John Marston can't swim, and they make fun of him for it at times as well. So it's like, wow, they really went that extra distance with this game. And it's those small little things that makes me know, like, okay, they weren't messing around here. Rockstar wanted to make sure they put out the perfect product, and I think they did.
Claire, what are your thoughts? I know you're 8 hours in. Where do you put this in the ranking of games you've played of all time?
Oh wow, God, that's a really big question. I didn't play the last Red Dead game. I had it, and my husband played more of it. But at the time, I played a little bit, and I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling this. And I just stopped, and I played something else. This feels like I feel the onset of early obsession. And that's, for me, and I can see Caboose is at the other end of the scale. He's the Ghost of Christmas Future for us now. we are the ghosts of Christmas present.
Yeah.
And I'm like hearing Caboose, and it's like that. I know that's going to be me in like 2 weeks' time. I'm going to be like, my hair is going to be everywhere and stuff. So in the ranking of like the games of all time, I can't say it because I'm 8 hours in. But it does feel like, you mentioned The Last of Us and stuff like that immersion. And I'm starting to feel it now after about 8 hours. I'm like, okay, so come back to me in that. But I think this could be one of my favorite games, at least this year. Okay. Definitely.
It's definitely my favorite game so far this year. I may still have to finish Odyssey. Yes. And I still, Fallout 76 is coming out soon. But the trajectory of this game right now for me is like, this is not just the best year or game of the year, at least for me. I don't have a PS4, so I can't comment on something like Spider-Man or God of War. But just for me, and I do think it will rank in my best games of all time. And that's something, like I said, I can't say about Red Dead 1. It felt incomplete. You know what it was? Because I wasn't as immersed and as engaged, I felt that some of the stuff in Red Dead 1 was tedious. I don't feel like that in this game. Like, I like doing the side missions. They give me an emotional and storytelling reason why I would be interested in, one, my own character, and why I would deal with these other people. And I just feel that part is so much stronger. It's much more cinematic than the first game. I love that. You mentioned that claustrophobic feeling in the beginning of the game because you're in this contained area. I loved it. I mean, I don't want the whole game to be like that.
No, but you wanted that immersive story element. I mean, there were I was glad for it in a way because I hadn't played the last game. Yeah. But I knew that the John Marston character was from the first game. So when he turned up, I was like, oh, there's that guy. Yeah. It's like, there he is. Let's go save him then. And I liked it to a point. I guess I just wanted to play. I just was like, right, this is a beautiful game. Yeah. I know I'm probably going to like it. I want to play. And I'm like notoriously impatient. But yeah, once you get past that part, it's like, you can really explore the world. The fact that Caboose is so far in, but he's still not opened up the whole map. That's scary and exciting. So yeah, that is what I am doing till Christmas, basically. Apart from Fallout, like I'm waiting for that as well. But as far as like games of the year is concerned, I have a PS4, so for me, and because I'm a massive, massive Spider-Man fan anyway, for me it's Spider-Man because it has there's a different sort of obsession, the same feeling that I had when like Arkham Asylum came out and stuff like that, and I just like in the DLC and everything, I'm like, yes, I want to collect everything and I want to play everything, but this is just different. It's just a beautiful, well-made, gorgeous game. And yeah, I'm ready for like PJ time, like all the way when I get back home. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's just like I never in the first one I never had that where I want to play it and it was cool. Like this one is like I literally like, oh, when do I get off of work so I can run home and play it? Totally. Let me finish dinner real quick so I can go play. You know what I mean? Like these type of
obsession.
Yeah, that thing where like that, I'm thinking about it. We're talking about it. I'm thinking about playing it. You know what I mean? Like it's that type of thing I didn't have with the first one, and this one is.
You know what? I gotta go play it.
I'll see. Yeah, totally. Because like, yeah, guys, stop talking. But yeah, no, I completely agree. But I felt like that about various Fallout games. Some I've loved more than others.
Okay, let's transition to Fallout, and I'll compare it with Red Dead in this sense. It's interesting to me because my complaint about the first Red Dead, and I feel like they fixed a lot of those issues, is they went more. It was an open world game, right? But it felt like a lot of the stuff was like a checklist, right? Like you got to do this, check. Do this, check. And this game, they swung it more story, character-based heavy, where you are more engaged into that, and that's why you want to do stuff, and that's why I love it so much. Fallout is doing the opposite. So Fallout 3 or Fallout 4, it's like a story-based single-player game, a lot of NPCs, a lot of missions, main missions, side missions, all that stuff. Fallout 76, which I've played, the beta, and Caboose, we played over the weekend for a short amount of time. It's less that way. You're not playing. It's not heavily story driven. Did you feel that way, Caboose?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. So I haven't played the Fallout games previously, so I can't give a more broad opinion like you would be able to. But just in the limited time that we got to play the Fallout 76 beta, first of all, I did find it cool that like I can go out in the world and there would just be someone else who's playing the game, wherever in the world, just there, and I can choose to either fight them or invite them to be a part of my team. I think that aspect of the game is what's going to really keep it going. But yeah, especially after playing Red Dead 2, to have the option of like, there's a million side missions and I can do all those before I can go and play the main story was something that is really appreciated. So the lack of NPCs and the lack of that feeling that this is a lived-in world makes it just way too empty. Anybody that you see, at least from what we played, is an enemy. So you don't really see anyone that you're like, okay, can I befriend this person? Unless it's another player, like another person online. So yeah, that can be pretty frustrating. And I didn't really like as well that, your missions are essentially just a checklist. It's just do this, do this, do this, and you're done. It didn't feel like it wasn't getting me involved. I wasn't like trying to read up on what exactly I was doing. I was just like, okay, this is my objective and I got to do it, so I'll do it,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. I don't think it's horrible or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just not going crazy over it.
Yeah, and I will say, like, me and Jack did a kind of our impressions, a little mini review of it. We gave it kind of an incomplete because we haven't played enough of it. Because I played with you for like an hour and a half. That was the first time I ever like played with somebody else. Because that 4-hour demo me and Jack played, we straight up didn't interact with anybody else. Like we saw people in the game, but we didn't talk to them. We didn't invite them. We didn't fight them. We didn't do anything. We just did the mini missions for our character. What I'm hoping that happens, and that will make the game good, is that as you develop further, that you'll be able to go on bigger, more involved, more engaging missions with other people. I'm hoping that, like, it's not just like, hey, go shoot these people or kill these people, blah, blah, blah. I'm hoping that there's some sort of angle to, like, here's this area. Well, you have to go do this, and the only way we can complete this mission if someone goes and gets this thing, and we got to, press this lever. Just something more involved. I mean, I know we didn't really get into the building our camp stuff yet, so that might be something that people are going to love as well. We haven't played it enough, and it just sucks that today has been a very, very busy day, so we can't really hop on there, because I think by the time we're done with this, I got to start editing this and uploading it, and Claire's going to hop on Movie Talk, and then, like,
you need more time.
The beta is going to end, because they've only been giving like 2, 3, 4 hour windows of time that you can actually play.
Right.
Today was like the longest period of time. It was a good, I think, 7 or 8 hours, or maybe 9 hours. But it's just been during work hours. It's been.
You think maybe they would think about that and go, you want to maybe release it at different times? But when I first heard of the Fallout 76, I was so excited because Fallout 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. I mean, how good is Fallout 3? It's so good. And since then, New Vegas was a bit whatever. Fallout 4, I did enjoy a lot, but I just put it down and then never went back to it. Just as I found an island that I was going to build on. I was like, I've cleared the island of all the crap. I'm going to build on this island. And I stopped. I just got busy, which says to me I wasn't clearly obsessed enough to go back. What I'm hearing from you guys is now making me go, oh God, like a bit of trepidation, because I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's going to be kind of fun. But I want I'm a lone wolf when I play as well. I kind of want an immersive lone wolf experience.
That is not it. I said that if you play this game, you can play this game single player, no doubt. But if you only play it single player, you are playing a watered down version of Fallout, because 100%. Because there are no NPCs. So everything, all the missions are notes, holotapes, computers, things that you find on people. So the draw of this game is playing with other people, building a camp with other people, building up defenses, having your base attacked by like a large beast that you and your friends defend against, collecting items, trading items. It's all about the interaction with other characters. It's not a good single player mission.
It's just for me, like, I mean, I might not even get it based on that. Like, that sounds terrible, but I'm just not that kind of player. Like, I really am antisocial when I play. Like, I'm in my room in my pajamas with my cat and my frustrated husband, and that is about it. But when I read that about the NPCs, and I read that quite a while ago, I don't know, that was the alarm bells for me. I don't really have the time to sort of, I don't know, like start building all that up and things. It just put me off a little bit. I like to just do my thing in my world, search through drawers on my own, finding, bobby pins and things like that. Just mooching about, hanging around.
The building the camp, I would say, is the interface is much better than Fallout 4.
Okay.
It's just a whole lot easier. Like the way that you build up your camp, it just has it's more intuitive and easier. Because I found the one for Fallout 4 a little, I don't know, a little pain in the. It was a pain in the ass to build stuff. Like, I got to do this and that and. Where this one is much easier, and then you're building camps that you and like the people that are on your team can utilize as well. So,
but how do you guys think? Because you've played a little bit of this now, that it's going to. I mean, it's hard to tell right now, I suppose. But first impressions, how is it going to slot into the series? Do you think it's going to be as good, better, different?
To me, it's like totally different. It's almost like. When people are gonna, in I think maybe a month's time, when Red Dead Online comes out, and that's part of Red Dead 2, that's what it is. Like, imagine Red Dead Online, but you're not playing Red Dead Redemption 2, right? You're not playing that story. You're only playing the online part, which is the same world. I'm assuming they're going to use the same giant map, and it's just you. Fighting other people or teaming up with other people to go take down other like missions or events. Like me and Caboose in Fallout 76, there was like an event that only happens online where you team up with other people and you head over to a certain area and kind of complete that mission. So it's that. Just imagine whatever Red Dead Online is going to be. That's what Fallout 76 is going to be.
Did you enjoy it though? Like, are you
no,
excited?
I did enjoy it. I just think that one, we need more time with it, and two, you have to play with other people, because I just don't see how the single player experience can be equal to or superior to what you get in Fallout 3 or 4. I mean, that's just, you have so much going on with the NPCs and the storyline that I just don't see how that can work without, in that kind of open world.
Do you think that call to make Fallout 76 like this, like, no NPCs, do you think that's a mistake? Do you think that they're going to... They might lose fans? Like, what do you guys think?
I mean, there's been a lot of complaints, people on videos saying like, oh, this is not my Fallout. People are like, this is not my this, or this isn't my Luke Skywalker. This is not my... People are saying this is not my Fallout, So it's a different experience. It feels...
I feel like they've made a mistake.
It feels like this was like an idea that someone slapped on a board. They were like, Fallout Online, and then they just took the complete basic concept of that and just made that, rather than trying to actually, add more to it. So it feels really bare bones. It's still fun. Like, it's not like I said, I didn't hate it or anything. And I appreciate that they're trying to do something different. Like, I know a lot of fans of the franchise might not be ready for this kind of change, but I appreciate that they're like trying to innovate with the series a little bit. But there's so much more they could have done here, to where fans of the series would have been, accepting of it, as well as newcomers like me who would have been excited to get into this because of all the new features that are there. And unfortunately, what I was hoping out of this game was that I would get sucked into it to the point where I was like, okay, now I need to buy all the Fallout games.
Yeah.
And
this is totally unlike the Fallout games. The experience that you'd have, it's the same world, has a lot of connections to it, but the way the game is, it's like I said, it's like if you played Red Red Dead Online, which we've played the one on the first game.
Yeah.
So it's the difference between Red Dead Online and Red Dead, the actual main game, where it's like it's still part of that world, it's the same feeling, but it's a different format.
I mean, hey, I'm not going to be one of those angry people on YouTube going, this isn't my game. You know, because it's like, it is what it is, you know. This is the way they decided to do it, and I respect that, you know. And hey, there will be people out there that love it. I think in a Fallout fan like me, from hearing you guys, I think I'm possibly, maybe not for the first time, going to try it because...
Or maybe wait to see what people say. I mean, look, I could literally... It comes out in, I think, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could be in the minority.
Or you get further into the game and realize how great it is.
Right.
We might be playing, but like, oh, okay, this is what the game's about.
True.
This is like, you're supposed to get these people and you build this camp and then you go on missions together and whatnot. So it's like, I feel like that's maybe where it's at. So to me, it's incomplete. Can't judge it. But we got Dorian coming in here.
What up, guys? What up,
We're
Claire?
we're just talking about Fallout, and I was just saying, you were saying maybe like wait till it comes out and
Well,
like,
wait to hear what people say.
Yeah, let's hear. And you know what? You're right. I was feeling a little bit hurt, and I was like, no, I don't like this anymore. But actually, perhaps I will wait. But usually with Fallout games, I get it like day of release.
Yes.
And I'm like right in there. I'm like, I want to be like walking around, like shooting rad scorpions, like literally within minutes of opening the game. But this time I think I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait till Christmas to see what's happening.
People will, you'll see what people are doing, like if there's, what they're experiencing. I know, like Dorian's new to the Fallout franchise, and he's starting with. You're playing 4 right now.
Yeah,
right?
I'm playing 4 right now.
Yeah, he's playing 4. He has on the Xbox. He has Game Pass, and we were just saying how Fallout 76 is actually a different experience
Altogether.
Yeah. And some fans are not going to like it. Some people will, but we'll be, judging that soon.
I mean, we've got Red Dead 2. Ski was busy,
yes,
literally for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be okay for games. So it's fine.
And we both still have Odyssey to finish.
Oh my God!
How far are you
We've been
on Odyssey?
fed well this year with games. Spider-Man, God of War,
I know,
Red Dead 2. Like, holy smokes!
I'm not that far with Odyssey because the PR sent me an Xbox copy by accident. They went, and then they were like, just keep that. So I gave that to a friend, and then they sent me the new one. So I played about 7 or 8 hours of Odyssey. That's how far in I am, and I'm just trying to level up. I think I've got to like level 4 or something, but I'm taking my time because I just want to walk around and like even with like my little eagle pal, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just like flying around looking at stuff. Isn't that nice?
The water is gorgeous in that game.
It makes me want to go to Greece, like really badly. I'm like, I want to go to Greece and Turkey, but yeah, I'm not that far in. So I think once I'm done with Red Dead, I'm gonna go back, or maybe straddle the two at the same time.
I think I'm gonna just go straight forward with Red Dead, just because I'm obsessed with it right now.
Yeah, I'm super excited to the online. Apparently dropping this month, from what I remember.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that I can
wait.
finish the main mission first, and then hop into Odyssey before online hits. Because if online hits like right when I finish, that's gonna be trouble, right? So
yeah.
And Dorian's he's gonna pick up Red Dead this weekend.
Yeah,
right?
this weekend.
Oh, nice.
This weekend, and then I can finally jump in on.
And then we all can hop online, posse up online.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting too because since I haven't played the first one, I'm just gonna because I was thinking about going to the first one, but I just said no, I'm just gonna jump right into this one without.
Me and Caboose were talking. We actually, because most people, like I used to argue with people, and they probably still would argue with me after they hear this podcast. I was a fan of the first game, but I didn't love it, and this one fixes all the problems.
And after since you played it a little bit, would you say like would I need to go back and like you can just jump right into
it's
this?
A prequel.
It's a prequel.
Okay, dope.
So you really don't have to play
this one first and then go into the next one. Like,
because I didn't play the last games. I just went into this one.
Okay.
And it's fine. But obviously,
the only problem that you'll find, like going back to the first game, is like there's obviously a lot of innovation in terms of gameplay and everything with Red Dead 2.
True.
So like if you go back to Red Dead 1 after playing Red Dead 2 already, you're going to be like, why can't I do this or that or this or that? A lot is going to be missing, and it's because the game came out 8 years ago. So
yeah, and I also feel like just even the immersion factor and the storytelling factor is so much better in the second game that you might get people are gonna get mad at me. You might get a little bored with the first game because there's just certain things where it's like a checklist of like, do this, do this, do this. So
I mean, I think I spent like 15 minutes deciding what facial hair I wanted to do. Is that kind of like, I love those kind of games though. Like, it's like you said, like that immersion on all levels, from facial hair to just standing on, like riding on a cliff and just looking at stuff. So yeah, like you don't have to play the first one. It's fine.
That's a good transition. Speaking of facial hair, let's talk about our next story. Yes. So we got the first look from Netflix's The Witcher series. Henry Cavill as Geralt. Is that how you pronounce it correctly? Geralt?
I think it's Geralt.
Geralt. Okay.
Yeah.
People are going crazy because he doesn't have the beard.
Yeah.
This guy is mired in facial hair controversy. First with
facial hair gate.
Yeah, like the whole mustache gate stuff with Justice League.
Right.
And now that was like a case of having too much facial hair, and then this one not having enough. So basically, they released this kind of short 5-second clip of, it's just like in a black screen, and he kind of comes in from the dark.
He smolders with the camera,
and you see him with the hair and costume, and there he is. That's your first look, but he doesn't have the kind of trademark beard that everyone is used to from the game. But it's being explained that this Netflix Witcher series is based on the book, and in the book, he doesn't like his beard. Yeah, and then there's like something in one of the books where he's like, oh, hey, can I get a razor? And he shaves off his beard. He doesn't like it, so that's why he doesn't have it. So what do you guys think of the look for Henry Cavill?
So like you said before, I didn't I saw the first look not knowing that they were just going off of the books. I was like, this is kind of an interesting approach to it. But after they said, no, this is going to, after the book, this is going to be a little bit younger version. Like, he'll inevitably get the beard. They're not just going to like jump right into it. So I was like, all right, that's fine. Like, it's a true origin. Like let's be optimistic about it. But people I saw a lot of complaints about not only him not having the beard, but just like the hair in general, and they were comparing him to Lord of the Rings character, like Harry Potter type character.
Like Legolas or something.
I was like, give my boy a chance. Like this is just the very first look. Like, he can't catch a break. But I personally thought it was fine. I'm not gonna be like, this is what you're giving us as a first look. I'm out. Like, people just need to. It's a first look. Come on, like let's give it a chance.
I mean, I'm with Dorian. Like, I want to be positive about it. I do feel bad for Henry Cavill and his like facial hair scandal.
Yes.
Very scandal. I know this is second down in the last few years. But I mean, looking at the still image, if you just look at the still image of Henry Cavill, it kind of does look a little bit bad or cosplayish to me. But when there's movement and he looks at the camera, I didn't even think about the facial hair or anything. I was like, that looks good to me. I'm going to watch that. And I mean, Henry Cavill is a good actor. He's a good, solid, decent actor, and I think he's going to do a good job. So I think we just need to be patient and just forgive the facial hair, and let's just accept what's happening and actually just see what happens when we see it on Netflix.
Yeah, he's also missing the scar, which I'm sure that in the series he And
I saw our friend Boss Logic. He did like a season 2. Like, he was like, this is what he would look like for season 2 with the scar, with the beard.
Facial.
Yeah, he gave him put a little edit on it, which was dope. But yeah, it was like, calm down. It's just a first. I thought it was an interesting way to approach it, how they did like the clipboard and stuff, because that's just like how they revealed Joaquin Phoenix's Joker just not too long ago. So it kind of reminded me of that in a way.
And people went nuts over that, right?
So
some people love it, some people hating it. It's
just because it's favorite characters,
Yes,
it's always going to happen.
People are very precious.
This is a case of like everyone's mainly been exposed to one version of this character, and that is his look from The Witcher 3. But even if you go back to the first game, he doesn't have facial. I think he has a very light like stubble, and that's it. And Henry Cavill has that in the first look. The only thing that looks off for me is the wig. The wig doesn't work too much, but he's in this, it's like super rough put together just to reveal it. I'm sure when we see it with the world around him and the other characters and everything, it'll look a lot better. When color correction and all that stuff comes into play, it'll look a lot better. From first look, I don't hate it either. I'm pretty positive on it. I'm just excited because I know that Henry Cavill is going to put a lot of effort into this, and I'm sure that he's really passionate about this because he's a gamer. Like, he's a full-on gamer, Henry Cavill. He always tells this story that he almost missed the opportunity to play Superman because he was playing World of Warcraft, and he missed the call from Zack Snyder to get the call to play Superman. So yeah, he's a gamer, and I love that about it. And I'm sure that he's going to have a lot of passion for this project and wants to put 110%. So I'm still extremely excited. But I'd say people are just really rushing to judge here rather than just waiting to see what the actual final product will be like. Because even if the look isn't amazing, if the story and the characters and the writing is great, all that stuff kind of just gets lost in the mix, and you'll just appreciate everything else the show has to offer.
I always wonder when they do, when they release these kind of raw images, you mentioned the Joker and Joaquin Phoenix, and then we've got Henry Cavill, whether it's a good or bad idea, but it's genius because it gets people talking regardless. Yeah. Sorry, just to say, like, the people who didn't even play The Witcher will be going, what? What's The Witcher?
And especially with like Henry Cavill, this is like the first time we've seen him ever like have this out like different of a look compared to all his other roles. So I think people in general are just taken aback by like, oh wait, he doesn't have that. Like, he's usually clean cut, look like either dressing as a spy or Superman. So like the wig probably like completely threw people off guard at first, like you said, especially for people who aren't familiar with the Witcher franchise in general. So they're just like, what's going on with Henry? What are we doing now?
I've got a secret for you guys who are a bit grumpy about things like, it's called acting. it's called acting. It's called being an actor. Like, they can change their hair and their face. It's called makeup and acting. Smoke and mirrors. But I do I'm on the positive side of all this, and I think it is positive to bring people to The Witcher for the not just the computer games but everything else behind it. So good luck to Henry Cavill. I just feel really bad for him. I guess if I've got a very minor criticism, and it's not anyone's fault, but Henry Cavill, I guess, as an actor, just has a very distinctive face as well.
Right.
So it's hard. I think it's always going to be hard for Henry Cavill to not be Henry Cavill. He's just such it's because I'm looking at this still image and it's like, Superman has got old and decided to grow his hair long. So that's my minor criticism. But hey, like, let's celebrate it. Let's celebrate it and look forward to it.
Yeah. I think more so than the beard, if they gave him the scar over the eye, then everyone would have been like, okay, this looks great, But him missing the scar, it just looks like Henry Cavill in some contacts and a wig, But I still like it. I'm still excited, and I like if Netflix puts out more quality like they did with Daredevil season 3 this year, then I'm hyped for the Witcher show.
Yeah, definitely. We also have a Halo series on Showtime, so there's a lot of video game TV shows. Maybe TV series will do better than movies. Maybe the format fits video games better than movies.
It's almost like video games are this long form content rather than something you jam into 2 hours.
Hey, like the Street Fighter film, sorry. Pure guilty pleasure.
Are you talking about the one?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because there's the Legend of Chun-Li too.
Oh, I never saw that, and I loved Chun-Li so much. But yeah, like that film and the Mortal Kombat film.
I enjoy the first one. The first one's so much fun. I'm a big fan of Christopher Lambert.
I love him.
And so him as Raiden, and it's just funny. That movie's funny and entertaining.
I interviewed Christopher Lambert, Lambert.
Sorry. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just.
Well, I would say Christopher Lambert in my Scottish accent. But I interviewed him, it was before Christmas past there, and we had an amazing Highlander conversation. I was on the phone going, I'm talking to Christopher Lambert.
He's the one.
God, yeah, he is the one. I was like, it was like he's a dad giving me advice. He started to talk to me like a dad, and I was like, this is really weird and surreal. Yeah. But yeah, I love those films. So, I don't mind a bit. Some crap video game films are fine. It's like, nostalgia.
Yeah. And I actually went, I just came back from New Zealand. I went to the Weta workshop.
Yeah, for Alita Battle Angel, right?
Yeah, I didn't purposely wear the shirt.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
But so they actually worked on working on the Halo movie when that was back in.
Nice. That's right.
Yeah, so they were the ones to have all the props and stuff, and they actually had I don't know what the rover.
What, the Warthog?
The Warthog?
The Warthog. Like, they had a actual functioning working one, and then they actually said that somebody was planning on using it for their marriage, but they had to do a whole bunch of rules and had like 2 cops around them as they were driving it. But they did say that they're not sure, but they might be doing the props and stuff for the upcoming
That'd
series.
be cool because I like those little demo things that Neil Blomkamp did.
Yeah, they hope they can do this show because they already have a lot of props and stuff that never got used, so they're just waiting.
Dennis, you're talking about those like 5-6 minute videos that they did with like the ODSTs to promote Halo 3.
Yeah,
those were awesome.
Yeah, and he shot them in the same style that he ended up using for like District 9.
Yeah,
kind of more of a documentary style
which is perfect.
Yeah,
like he's a perfect director as well for that. Like his shorts are amazing. Not to go off this slight tangent, but his short films are so good. It's like so good. Check them out. Definitely check them out.
Yeah, and that was before District 9 came out, so he didn't have that clout yet. It was just he was the guy that Peter Jackson, tagged to do the Halo movie and then end up not getting made. But yeah, you should play Halo after you're done with Fallout.
I've got Halo 4. I think it's either Halo. I think it's Halo 5 on
Game Pass. Yeah. You definitely should play that. It's FPS, but it's a different. I mean, I remember when it first came out, it's a different type of FPS.
Yeah, I have a little bit of downtime now. Like after I get Red Dead, it's going to be Red Dead.
Oh, you'll be Red Dead.
Fallout.
Yeah, I'll be back here next year, and everyone will still be playing Red Dead.
Yeah.
It's like, where are you? Your beards will be like so long.
Good.
I'll have grey hair. I'll be looking more like the bloody Witcher than anything else. Like we'll all be like kind of like, oh my god, we'll be like old war heroes, kind of playing Red Dead forever. But yeah,
we'll have to southern
get, like,
accent, call everyone partner. Yeah.
Frank will have to be the one to do all the Pokemon Nintendo Switch stuff.
Okay.
Because we'll be so damn busy.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next topic. This is something actually Claire brought up and wanted to talk about. Retro gaming.
Yeah.
Retro games. So let me ask everyone before we talk about any retro games that we're playing today, what do you guys consider retro gaming? Because, right now, I'm the oldest one here, probably by a lot.
Are you?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I don't want to say my age, but I think we're probably the same age.
I'm an old guy. So...
Well, actually... Doreen is the oldest.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, Doreen's like 35, right?
No, actually, he's actually 41, but sorry,
Oh,
Doreen.
right.
Chill.
So what generation would you consider retro gaming? Like if you're playing this game on this system, that's considered retro gaming to you.
Oh, so I am old enough to remember visiting my cousins in Australia and playing, the Pong thing or whatever it's
Oh,
called?
yeah.
And I remember seeing that and I was like obsessed, and that was like the first time I'd ever played anything. And I had an Atari as well, so I had a Thundercats game. I had James Pond on the Atari as well, and that for me is pretty retro. Like, so my Atari is like that was my golden era of retro gaming. But because I'm getting older,
Yeah, like myself.
I'm like, okay, so now I guess I consider there's a gaming bar, an arcade bar near where we live in London, and it's amazing. And they've got like N64s and stuff set up. And I played GoldenEye a couple of months ago for the first time in years, and I thought, and this bar has Pac-Man and everything else. And I was saying to my husband, shit, this is retro now. So this is now retro, but so I'm really old. But that is one of my like all-time favorite games.
That was GameCube, right? GameCube.
Was it GameCube?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
GoldenEye was GameCube.
Oh my god, I loved that with all of my heart. Like it was so great. And then Super Mario, and things like that. But and then Zelda, Ocarina of Time and stuff like that. So, but for me, retro would be my Atari.
Yeah. I mean, that one's no. Everyone has that as retro, but I think with how old you are depends on where you think retro gaming starts. Like, okay, Dorian, what would you consider
Being a
retro
41-year-old man.
See, I'm thinking like retro
like
now.
Don't tell me it's like PlayStation
Don't-
3 is retro gaming, okay? Don't tell me PlayStation 3 is retro
For
gaming.
me, like retro gaming, probably like PlayStation, the OG.
The OG
Because I remember
PlayStation.
playing that with my older brother, like the Crash Bandicoot, the Spiral, the old school like OG, until somebody stole it. I think I had a story about somebody stealing my very very first PlayStation. But yeah, I guess I would consider that OG. I mean, I've had the game. I have the GameCube. I still think I have my GameCube.
Did you have a Dreamcast?
I didn't have a
did.
Dreamcast.
Oh, I love my Dreamcast.
Soul Calibur and the Dreamcast?
Yeah,
Oh my
Soul
God.
Calibur. I played.
I just remember Crazy
I think
Taxi.
Crazy Taxi was great. Oh, Phantasy Star Online I played, and that was before they had headsets. So you bought a keyboard and you typed to people. Like that's how I used to do online play before.
Caboose, did you ever play Beautiful Joe, or did either of y'all play?
Beautiful Joe, Marvel vs. Capcom.
Those are
of course.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think retro gaming as a whole, it just depends on just your personal experience with gaming. Because for me, when I think of in the broad term, when I think of retro gaming, I think of when there was just arcade machines, and that was the only real exposure we had to gaming. But specifically for me personally, like Dorian was saying, like the PlayStation 1, I had the Game Boy back in the day, the Dreamcast, all that stuff. So that's like retro gaming for me. But, 40 years from now, although it may be daunting to think, a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 might be considered quote unquote retro gaming for those people.
Yeah, I'm sure it will eventually. So I want to ask you, because you mentioned arcade machines. What arcade machines were you guys like? I went to the arcade and it was Pac-Man, Centipede. Look, I played arcades for a long time. I think the last kind of generation of arcade games that I went to frequently was Street Fighter 2, because that was I was obsessed with it. But I used to play the original Star Wars game at the arcade. Centipede, Pac-Man. This is not at a retro arcade. This is when it was new. That was like the new thing.
WWF stuff.
WWF.
Was that newer or?
Yeah, I mean
that came a bit. I think WWF stuff's perhaps slightly. I don't know. It might have been at the same time.
They had a few different ones though. They had a few different arcade ones.
They were so fun.
Yeah.
But we didn't have I grew up in Glasgow, and we didn't have arcades or anything like that. When I did, it was when we went abroad as a young kid. But I really loved Rampage. Like, for some reason, I love the admin of Rampage of going, I need to get every window. I need to smash every single window and eat every single person. And I really like the admin of it all. But I really loved, if we're talking about arcades, Rampage was incredible. And there's a 90s X-Men game as well, and I can't remember what it's called. Oh, man.
Yes.
It's like, I am Jean Grey, Cyclops, whatever it was.
I could play that today and still have a ton of fun with it.
They have it in LA at Button Mash in LA. So
Button Mash. Okay.
If you ever want to go there, you go there, or 82 in LA as well, another great place for retro games. But those are probably the ones I think of too. I think of arcades, but beyond that, Atari. But then I also think of there's some PC games I played when I was younger, a sort of maybe mid to late teens, and we got our first PC, and I was like, oh my God. And my little brother was more of a PC gamer. And we got Myst. And then Riven, and that was the first time I played a sort of not open world, but it kind of felt like the beginnings of that, and a real puzzle solving game as well. But Myst and Riven were two of the most incredible games I've ever played, and stupidly difficult. We had to buy the guide and try not to look at it, but actually look at it every 5 minutes, kind of thing. It was so great. I don't know if you consider PC games now too.
Yeah. There's retro gaming on PC. I mean, I played my PC gaming. I was playing a lot of those Sierra games, like Police Quest, King's Quest, that type of stuff, Space Quest. But what are the games? Are there any retro games you guys are playing now or currently? Like, there's so many new games now that it's one of those things where it's like, I don't have that much time to go back and play old games. I guess the most recent thing is I played Streets of Rage. They had it so you could download the old Streets of Rage from Genesis days, all the first 3 games, and you could play them, and so I played that on my Xbox, but I typically don't have time to play retro games.
I guess on Game Pass there's the old school Mega Man games. They do those on there, so I've been playing a little bit of that here and there, but I wouldn't consider this old school. But I've been heavy playing Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox. I've just been going ham on that because I've already told Dennis, but this is my first time playing Modern Warfare 2 on Xbox.
Oh,
not playing in general, but just on Xbox. I'm just loving it. Like it's ridiculous. So.
Thing is, this is the thing. If you get really involved and obsessed with a game, it's really hard to take your brain out. And even after the Spider-Man DLC, I was like, okay, I've got Odyssey. do I want to play that now? You know, I still want to like, you know, walk up, sling about the city and whatever. It's hard, but the one I always go back to is Mario Kart. Like I always go back to Mario Kart. Like in any guys in any form on in any of the generations of Nintendo consoles. I really, really like Mario Kart, and that's one of my absolute favorites. But I sometimes wish I had my old PC stuff again. I'd like to go back and play Myst and Riven, having the immersive experiences we have now with like Red Dead and Fallout and things like that. It's I kind of miss sometimes just playing a game for like 20 minutes and going, hey, that was fun, and then just kind of forgetting about it. Now it's like I can't wash or eat or do anything unless I get through this next bit. And you know, like Caboose says, like it's 3. Oh my God, it's 3 a.m. I want to do another thing. So I kind of miss that. Like that's what I miss about retro gaming. But there's such a big resurgence now because there are so many people who are our age. That are now looking back, and perhaps bar owners and things like that, and opening up gaming bars, gaming restaurant bars and stuff. It's starting to happen in London, and it's definitely happened in LA. Like they're everywhere. So it kind of feels, I wonder what gaming bars are going to be like in 30, 40 years time. Just people playing Red Dead in the bar all night long, getting so drunk. It's like, oh, I'm really drunk. I've been here for like 10 hours playing this game. So there's no kind of like games like that for me anymore. Sometimes I miss it.
Yeah, I almost feel like, though, let's say, you know, how many years in the future and a game like Red Dead 2 is considered retro gaming. I think it's going to be less played because it's not a game that you can, because think about all the old games that you can kind of play they're very, you know, back then, the games were only supposed to last X amount of time. They were either games that you either just played the same thing over and over again, or they lasted a very short amount of time. There wasn't this type of, well, you're going to sit here and you're going to play this game for 30 hours, you know. It's the old games were designed to be done pretty quickly. If you play any of those kind of co-op beat 'em up games, they're actually, you can get through them fairly quickly. If it's you go through, let's say you had unlimited tokens or something like that. Caboose, are you playing anything?
Nothing recently in terms of retro games. I did back during E3 time earlier this year. I was down in LA, and then my brother and I did a trip to Vegas, and just like the day we were going to be leaving Vegas, we were like, you know, we got to find something to do just to kill some time until our flight. And there was just this arcade store, and we were like, you know what, let's just go and see what's there. And this guy had like, I can't even explain, every single arcade game you could imagine. He had like some of the machines rigged and stuff to have it, just like there was a full list of them that you can play whatever you can think of. And we sat there for like 2 hours, like, wow. What a trip down memory lane here, just playing all sorts of games. The X-Men one, you know, one of the original Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter, of course, the Ninja Turtles game, which was fantastic.
Oh, man, I forgot about that. I was obsessed with the Ninja Turtles so much.
Yeah, which is funny. Is like all those games were like X-Men and Ninja Turtles. They're all the same game, really.
Yeah. Pretty much.
They had the graphics of, you know, those characters or whatnot. Yeah. All right, we're running a little low on time, and I know we still have some Twitter questions, so let's kind of like quickly run through. How many do we have?
We have like 4, but I'll cut them down to 2. So first is from Blade GTR. He says, do you think the Red Dead Redemption 2 90 gigabyte space requirement sets an example of what's to come for future games? And is there a thing that they could have done without in order to save space?
I mean, you just have to buy the external hard drive. That's what I did. That's what I did because I was running out of space on my Xbox. Yeah. You just got to buy space. Hopefully, in future generations, they come with larger size. Maybe 2 terabyte will be the standard by the next generation. I mean, I think it is the future in these type of games.
It definitely is.
You know, big games.
It definitely is because, especially like going forward when they release a new console, the games are going to only look better and perform better.
Need more.
And they're going to need, they're going to need more space. So yeah, definitely when we see this next generation of consoles, whenever it comes, they'll probably be. I think they'll be stocked with only 1 terabyte because again, they always want to. They always want to get you like, you know, if you want more space, why don't you buy our external hard drive?
Yeah.
Or the upgraded version of that console.
Yeah. But so definitely Red Dead 2 being the size that it is sets an example for sure.
Yeah. All right. Last one.
All right. Docker's Clutch asks, So how many times have you guys accidentally shot the post office teller or general store owner or punched your horse when you're just trying to mount it? And what are your thoughts about the gold bars?
I've never punched my horse.
No, never punched my. I've ran my horse into the tree on accident.
I did that.
Several times.
So many times.
Well, I did that while I was on the mission and someone was following me. And I looked away for a second and I bumped into a tree and the guy went, "Watch where you're going," and he started like berating me and I was like, oh my god, I actually felt real life embarrassment, not just in-game embarrassment. It's like, oh my god, this shit is so real that I went red. But yeah, I told you guys earlier about when my cat jumped on me and I accidentally shot someone and they started going, oh my god. My cat was just looking at me like going, yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah,
like, this is what you get, basically.
I think for me, I haven't accidentally shot anyone, but I've accidentally aimed a gun at people because you press the left trigger to focus in on them, and you don't realize your gun's out, so it aims it at them, and they freak out. So
Yeah. I've seen a lot of clips of people getting kicked by their horse, and it's freaking hilarious. I've never gotten kicked, but I have crashed my horse.
Okay.
I've crashed my horse a lot, and I feel horrible every time. I'm like, oh my god, this poor thing, what have I done to you? But at the same time, I'm also like, you idiot, I moved the left thumbstick. Why are you still running straight into the tree?
That's so embarrassing. So yeah, expect it to happen a lot. The accidental aiming thing is very annoying, but yeah, and if you have a giant ginger cat, that's also a really bad thing for playing Red Dead Redemption. Like, keep the cat out. So yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah, keep Horse Reviver on you. Always buy Horse Reviver. You never know when you'll run headfirst to a tree and your horse is dead. So, and if you don't have Horse Reviver, like, they're gone. You have to get a new horse.
Oh no, I've not killed it yet. Oh my god, that's a good tip. I've got a couple of Horse Reviver things, so yeah, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, guys. That's it for this episode of Collider Games Podcast. Everyone, thanks for joining us. Dorian, where can people find you?
You already know. Dorian Parks on Instagram, Dorian Parks and Rec on Twitter, because Parks and Rec is better than The Office.
Ooh.
Claire?
Yay. I am Wee Claire on Twitter, and I'm Wee Claire here on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, and you can find me, Caboose. Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at CabooseEK, and yeah.
And then you guys can find me on Twitter at ThinkHero or Instagram Dennis.tzng. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, youtube.com/ColliderGames. Subscribe to the Collider Podcast Network. The Collider Factory is where this podcast is. So until next week, we'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.